Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the UIM Completionist. For the past entire year, my main overarching goal on this account was to get 1 billion GP to fund 200 mil fletching, and I'm beyond excited to say that in about 5 minutes, this goal will be complete. I hope you'll enjoy. 200 mil fletching was one of the main goals I had for the account since day one, and because of that, I made a decision very early on to save as many blood runes as I can to help fund it down the line. I did use some for barraging, but by and large I don't think I sold any to Ali Morrisane before, but that all changes today. Ali Morrisane buys blood runes for 200 coins each, and this stack of 1,390,180 blood runes, together with my current cash stack, will be enough to get me over the 1 billion line. And if you're a scythe owner, I suggest you close your eyes right now. I said it's gonna take 5 minutes in the intro. I vastly underestimated how long it's gonna take. It was well over an hour of constant spam clicking. My hand hurts, but for 280 mil an hour, I think that's a pretty good deal. And now, let's sell the final 50 blood runes. And I have achieved 1 billion gold on my ultimate Ironman. Okay, I went to a few places, took a few commemorative screenshots, and now it's high time to spend it all. And as you might have guessed, I will be making broad arrows to 200 mil fletching. So I already have a bit over 14 million arrow shafts, and now I need to buy that many feathers and broad arrowheads. And if I thought that selling all of those blood runes took a while, this might take literal days of constant purchasing and opening the packs. This will be the ultimate test of patience. I will be buying the feathers first from Rochi at Fishing Guild. He sells his feather packs for 200 coins, and a few other places sell for that price as well, but this is the only place with such a high stock. Time for an update. I'm finally done with buying all of the feathers. I got 14,700,000 to accompany my 14.7 mil arrow shafts, and buying all of these feathers took me a week, so that definitely wasn't the most fun I ever had in RuneScape. But the silver lining is it's just one more week of buying broad arrowheads and we should be done. Also, take a look at this. Pink stack of feathers. This looks so hot. When buying broad arrowhead packs, it doesn't really matter where you buy them from. Every single Slayer Master has the same prices, so I'll just buy them at Konar, because she's my favorite Slayer Master. And the prices of those are a lot higher than feather packs, so expect my cash stack to melt right in front of your eyes. And that's it. That's all of the packs that I needed. 1 year of getting gold, 2 weeks of standing at NPCs and buying supplies, and I now have everything that I need to get 200 mil fletching. I'm free! I'm free, I can do whatever I want. Technically, I always could, but whenever I set a big overarching goal like that, I kinda tend to stick to it and just box myself in and constantly work on that one goal specifically. And now, I really can do anything I want. So what does being able to do anything actually mean? What do I want to do now that I've earned my freedom? Well, since I spent the entire last year PVMing, I'm yearning to do some skilling and collection logging, and if I'm being honest, I mostly spent last year just killing the same stuff over and over. It was either Slayer or just straight up Hydra since I went dry, so we didn't really get that many new collection log slots, and the effect of that is I dropped to rank 51 on the UIM collection log high scores, so I think we're just gonna go balls to the walls with collection logging for now. So one thing I'd like to start doing from now on is easy clues. I'll be pickpocketing either ham members or wealthy citizens, or probably a mix of both depending on how I feel that day. And while pickpocketing doesn't allow me to train fletching, doing easy clues does, and I don't have a number in mind of how high I want the stack of caskets to get. I'll just be doing easy clues whenever I feel like it. And that's also gonna be my activity that I'll go to do whenever I don't know what to do, because if there's one thing in the game that makes me think what else I'd rather be doing, it's definitely pickpocketing. But I won't be doing many easy clues right now because there's been one activity that I wanted to do for all this time and I finally get a chance to do it, and that is underwater swimming. And don't ask me why I want to do it so much, I just do. So I'm excited to start it, and without further ado, let's dive in. Haha. Before we begin, I have to deposit my fishbowl helmet in this pile of fishbowls, and now that I've done this, I can pick up and deposit the helmet anytime I want. Filthy UIM storage, grrr. And now that I'm no longer wearing a fishbowl helmet, Mayrin will finally talk with me, and she'll let me inside her swimming area, where we can actually begin the activity. The gameplay of this is very straightforward. There are multiple chests and clams scattered around the area, and every minute a different one becomes active. I need to make my way to this active chest or clam within that minute, and when I'm swimming there, I can of course make headless arrows because RuneScape is cool like that. Once I get to the chest, I need to spam click it for a chance to get some tears, which are the currency for this activity. There are two types of tears: the glistening tears, which can be turned in for XP in thieving, agility, or a mix of both, and mermaid's tears, which can be traded for physical rewards. But it's not all bikinis and beaches here, of course. Since I'm underwater and not allowed to use a fishbowl helmet, my oxygen will keep depleting. I can restore it by standing in bubbles or by inhaling pufferfish, and if I don't, then, well, I'll drown. The wiki says that if you drown, you don't actually die, you just get washed ashore and lose some tears, but I'm currently deathbanked, so just to stay on the safe side, I'll probably teleport out if I'm low on air. I got so caught up in wanting to start swimming that I completely forgot to mention that we're starting this entire fletching adventure at 37,761k XP. It got really late, so I teleported out and I'll be finishing the grind tomorrow, but in the meantime I realized that tomorrow I have work, and despite having a lot of time to think about it, I didn't prepare any activity that I will be AFKing while at work, so for now I'll just be woodcutting redwoods until I come up with something better to do. All of the tiers have been collected, so it's time to spend them all. Let's start with the training. You can spend them on either agility or thieving XP, or a mix of both. And I'm gonna go with this option because if you take a mix of both, you'll get more than if you proportionally spend half of it on agility and half of it on thieving. So that's a no-brainer for me. Oh, we have to, yeah, let's exchange all of them. Nice juicy XP drops. And now the main reason we came here for, let's trade Mayrin and buy the Merfolk Trident for the collection log slot. And you might see that I have 30 Mermaid's Tears left over, and why would I get more if the Trident only costs 400? Well, Mayrin also sells a bowl of fish. This item is not a collection log slot. I just wanna buy it because it's such a weird item. You can take fish out of it, and you get a bunch of noted fish, so I just wanted to experience that myself. I also got some nummulites from the swimming, so I went ahead and sold some more fossils, and here's 3000 nummulites for permanent volcanic mine access. Sticking with the theme of agility, I want to greenlog the Brimhaven Agility Arena next, and funnily enough, this minigame was reworked recently and now it works similarly to the Mermaid's Domain. The old Agility Arena tickets are now used solely for the XP rewards, and there is a new currency called the Brimhaven Voucher that you get alongside the tickets, and this is what is used to buy the physical rewards now. And previously I had this pretty much all greened out, I only needed the Pirate's Hook, so now we will quickly get the Brimhaven Voucher, and then it's a pretty long grind to get the 800 vouchers for the Pirate's Hook. Here's the collection log slot for the Brimhaven Voucher. And in the meantime, before the new post becomes active, I'll go ahead and just fletch some arrows. I'm close to being done with all the tickets, but I decided to take a little break and complete this year's Christmas event, and I'm really glad I did because this one was really lovely. When I maxed a bit over 2 years ago, I told myself that now's the time to take the foot off the gas and enjoy those little things, smell the roses so to say, and do those holiday events, but I rarely did. Which is a shame because I really enjoy them, but I'm so efficiency-brained that I just never really bothered to do them, and I'm really glad I did this year's one. I always make sure to do the Pride events though, I think it's really cool that RuneScape does those. Anyways, every year for Christmas event, on top of that year's Christmas rewards, you also get a bunch of party hats, and I would love to wear a party hat, but for some reason, they just look so bad on female characters. They look great on male characters, but on female characters they look abysmal. I don't know why the discrepancy is so large, Jagex. Please fix. Alright, holiday event this, holiday event that, fun is not allowed on this channel, back to Brimhaven. 800 tickets and 800 vouchers have been obtained, so let's trade Pirate Jackie the Fruit. And first of all, this new updated shop interface, I don't think we've seen anything like it anywhere in the game, so that's a cool thing. First of all, let's buy, oh, we have to buy per 50, so that's a bunch of agility XP. Let me close this interface real quick. That was 300k agility XP. And as for the vouchers, we will be trading them, of course, for the Pirate's Hook. And that is Brimhaven Agility Arena greenlocked. The Merfolk Trident together with the Pirate's Hook are worth like 5 mil total, so I'll be dropping them over to my alt. As far as I know, none of these items can be stored anywhere, but if they can, feel free to roast me in the comments. Anyways, I have to take a break from the agility-related training right now because I have a Master Clue, I have another Master Clue stored at Watson, and I have 4 other types of clues here, which would be yet another Master Clue. So I will re-gear real quick and go do those 3 masters. I haven't seen my stuff for the past month. It's probably the longest period I've ever went without seeing all my garbage, and I knew it's safely stored here. I haven't done any dangerous content to risk it, but still in the back of my head I was worried. I got a Lava Dragon Isle step, which I usually wouldn't be too happy about, but I wanted to go and get some Lava Dragon bones anyway, so this worked out perfectly, and you'll see why in a second. With Varlamore Part 1, Jagex added Perilous Moons, and in it the Cold Storage, which let UIM store one weapon, any weapon, forever, and that persists through death. It's a perfect storage for any weapon you want. And in Varlamore Part 2, Jagex added Aldarin, and in it there's the Nice Nest, and the intended purpose of it is to put an item from a very limited list of items, and after you relog, you will receive something else. It's a Dark Souls reference. But the unintended, dirty, stinking UIM use case is to put any item here. It has to be worth less than 100k, and since it's not one of the items that's on the limited list, after you relog, it just stays here. So you can store any item you want forever, it persists through death. The only limitation is it has to be under 100k. So the perfect item to hide here is a Greenman's Ale, for example, which you'd only have to make once in your account's lifespan, and unless you drink it by accident, you have that fallow step covered forever. But for me, a much better use case is the Lava Dragon Bones, because I don't like going to the wilderness. Technically, re-obtaining Lava Dragon Bones is much faster than having to remake Greenman's Ales forever, but for me, that's a very easy choice. Since I'm already geared up, I don't feel like dev banking straight away, so it's a good opportunity to go and do some miscellaneous stuff that I meant to do anyways, and one of those things that's very important to me is having all of the stashes in the game. Now, I already had all of the stashes completed, but every now and again Jagex adds some new stashes, so since the last time that I did it, they added 4 new stashes, 2 medium ones, 1 hard and 1 master, so let's begin working on those. Here's the first medium stash, built and filled. The second medium stash, built and filled, and the hard stash, built and filled. And I gotta teleport out because there's a lot of monsters here. And that will be it with the stashes for now. Very brief intermission because the last stash, the master stash, requires me to go kill Huaycodal, and I just don't think the inventory is ready for that. It's just too cluttered, even though I heard it's a low food fight. I don't think I'm gonna go and do it right now. We will be doing that in the next episode, and for now, there is one minigame that I can do with this inventory and Fletch at the same time, and that is of course Pest Control! I need just 2 items for Greenlog, the Elite Top and Bottoms, and each of those costs 200 points, so this shouldn't take too long. Gone are the days where you could just stand in the middle and throw the game by fletching all the time, but I should still be able to get some fletching in after I get my contribution up.
Hello everyone, I'm interrupting your scheduled pest control programming to spread some holiday cheer, hopefully. It's 13th year in a row, we counted this time, that me and my friends are hanging out by this big tree one day before Christmas Eve and we're eating McDonald's. It's probably the only time in the year I'm eating McDonald's, but in the winter in Poland, and only in Poland, Czech Republic and Slovakia, there's this sandwich called the lumberjack sandwich, kanapka drwala in Polish, and it's really good, so I'm gonna go back to my friends now, and for you, happy holidays everyone.
I'm rewatching the clip that I made yesterday. It's Christmas Eve today, by the way. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. from the yearly hangout that I do with my friends, and it just sounds like I'm advertising for McDonald's, which definitely wasn't the intention, but I was just freezing and tired and I lost my train of thought there when I was recording. So anyway, the sandwich is just part of the tradition. That's what we did 13 years ago when we first started and just kinda continued doing every year. But the main purpose is just to hang out with my friends. We meet every year, one day before Christmas. We started this as kids, but now, you know, we're all adults, we're working, some of us moved abroad. But every year before Christmas, we make sure to meet at that tree, hang out, have a little time for ourselves. It's one of my favorite traditions. Anyways, by popular demand, here's a picture of Ari. Very fresh, actually. It's from Matilda's birthday party, which was also yesterday, the day before Christmas Eve. So go enjoy that, and I'm gonna go shave now because I desperately need it. Shave, of course, with this video's sponsor! I'm just kidding, I like you guys too much. Happy holidays. 400 points have been obtained. It really didn't take too long, as I said. I got 8 points per game, so it was just 50 games. And now let's upgrade my Void Top, and Void Bottoms. I actually don't know where I will be using Void, if anywhere. I did a quick search on Wiki and apparently it's best in slot if I'm gonna do chinning. So I do plan to do a little bit of that in some future, so I guess it will be useful then. But for now, it's just useful for the 2 collection log slots. And speaking of collection log slots, getting those 2 Void pieces upgraded got me up to 892, so I think a good goal to strive towards to end this video on a high note will be to hit a clean 900. So that means we need 8 more entries, and it just so happens that I know where we can get them from. And that will be the Colossal Worm Agility course, of course. I mean, it had to be, right? Varlamore added so many new collection log slots, we have to get started on getting those, plus it's agility, so it fits with the theme of the video so far. The Colossal Worm Agility course is different from all the other courses because instead of Marks of Grace, occasionally while running laps you will find termites, which are the currency here, accepted by Wormtongue at his shop, which also has the same interface as Brimhaven now, by the way. And if I collect about 1,600 termites, I will have enough to buy myself 8 new collection log slots, so that's the goal. You might also be interested in knowing what Wormtongue plans to do with the termites, and the answer is, he eats them. But wait a second, Pre-Searing, I hear you say. Wormtongue looks like an anteater. Do anteaters eat termites? Termites aren't ants. And I don't know, I'm not a biologist, I'm a collection logist. But I got curious, so I went ahead and checked, and it looks like anteaters do indeed eat termites. Who knew? Here's an excerpt about them from International Fund for Animal Welfare, so I think it's legit. Subscribe for more cool animal facts. Oh, also, the termites are automatically picked up, which is very convenient, and alongside them you also get some blessed bone shards. I should get a fair bit of those while going for the green log, so I've decided I will commit 1 inventory space to stacking them indefinitely, which also means that I've solved my AFK activity issue. Going forward, I will try out some calcified rock mining, and if I like it, that's what I'll be AFKing in 2025. New stack to grow, very cool. I ended up really liking this course. I mean, the only downside is there isn't really any place to fledge comfortably, but that shouldn't be too big of an issue because I already got all of the termites that I need, so let's go and buy all of the rewards. First of all, here's the Colossal Worm Teleport Scroll, which won't be too useful anymore. Then here's the Calcified Acorn, which will let me metamorphosize my giant squirrel into the skeletal squirrel. Now, hot take incoming. I will use the acorn, but I actually prefer the regular look of the squirrel, so let's turn you back. And then finally, here is the Graceful Recolor for the Colossal Worm Graceful set, which, another hot take, I'm not too big of a fan of, but I know it's generally liked, so if you like it, that's cool with me. So that's it then, huh? 900 collection log slots achieved, goal completed, video over, everyone goodbye. Well, not necessarily. There is one more thing that I wanted to do ever since I calculated the fletching supply costs, and I wanted to do it straight away after I bought the feathers and the arrow tips, but I just needed a little bit more time to think to make sure that I really want to do it, and I've decided I will indeed be doing it. I have no sink at my house, so we will be building a sink. And not any old sink, of course. We will be building the gold sink. That was the plan from the start. I don't want to be left with too much money, so we will be spending that on some stupid thing, and I've decided it will be the gold sink. I mean, what's even the point of getting to 1 bill if I don't get to spend it, right? So, for the gold sink, we need 5 mahogany planks that I just got. They were 7,500 gold. Then we need 5 gold leaves, which will be 650k in total, and then 10 condensed gold, which will be 104 million. All of the supplies are now purchased, the cash stack is in absolute shambles, but there is one cool thing that I found out. We can examine this condensed gold, and as you can see, it has a high alch value, which is a very cool thing because RuneScape is a world with magical spells, and there's this spell called High Level Alchemy, which would let me turn this into actual gold, which is pretty cool. Sadly, I don't have runes with me, otherwise I would totally showcase that. Okay, let's get this done. Let's build the gold sink. I've always wanted one ever since they added it into the game, and now I have it. And I mean, that's what the game is all about, right? You want something, you go and get it. And I think that will be all for the video. I got up to 1 bill, I spent it all, I'm left with 37 mil, which should be enough to cover the day-to-day expenses of UIM life, you know, constantly rebuying and dropping stuff. And I also got up to 900 collection logs, and it's been really fun going back to collection logging, so I think I'm gonna go do some more. And with all that said, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.